Stay away, LeBron haters, because my boy just hit another milestone. And honestly, I don't even want to hear the excuses today. I'm not in the mood for the he plays in a weak era talk or the he had the team hop nonsense. Not today. Because what just happened in Los Angeles is something that nobody can take away from him, no matter how hard they try. December 8th, 2025, Lakers win. Seems like a regular Tuesday night game, right? Wrong. Because with that victory, LeBron James now has 1,015 regular season wins in his career. That moves him past Robert Parish into second place on the all-time wins list in NBA history. Second place! The only person standing ahead of him now is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar with 1,074 wins. Let me break this down for you real quick. The gap is 59 wins. Just 59 more victories, and LeBron James will have the most wins in NBA history. Sit with that for a second. And you know what's crazy about tonight? The arena didn't even fully realize what they just witnessed. There were no graphics on the big screen, no confetti dropping from the ceiling, no mid-game ceremony where they stopped everything to acknowledge the moment. LeBron just finished the game with 28 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds, and 3 steals. He tapped his chest, pointed to the sky, and walked off the court like it was just another day at the office. Because for him, it kind of is. That's what he's been doing for 23 straight seasons, just showing up, winning games, and watching the numbers pile up while everyone tries to figure out how he's still doing this. Here's where it gets absolutely ridiculous. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played 20 seasons in the NBA, 20 years, which is already an incredibly long and successful career by any measure. LeBron is in year 23 right now, 23, and he's not riding the bench collecting veteran minimum checks. He's still starting every game, still performing at an all-NBA level, still the main guy driving a Lakers team that's tied for the best record in the entire Western Conference. How does that even make sense? Kareem retired when he was 42 years old. LeBron is about to turn 41 in exactly 3 weeks on December 30th. And when you watch him play, there's literally zero evidence that age is catching up to him. None whatsoever. Every year we wait for the decline, for that moment where Father Time finally taps him on the shoulder and says, all right, it's over. And every year LeBron just looks at Father Time and says, nah, not yet, and keeps doing his thing. Let me give you some context on how wild this really is. In Kareem's final season, he averaged 10 points per game. He was playing about 22 minutes a night coming off the bench for the Lakers. That's a perfectly respectable way to close out a Hall of Fame career. Nobody would criticize that. But tonight, LeBron played 36 minutes. 36. He was out there guarding Kawhi Leonard and James Harden for long stretches of the game. And he looked like the best player on the floor at 40 years old. This isn't me disrespecting Kareem. The man is an all-time great and deserves all his flowers. But this is just pointing out how absolutely insane LeBron's continued dominance is at this age. People always want to bring up how the game is different now to try and diminish what LeBron is doing. Oh, the game is softer now, the pace is faster, so stats are inflated. Everyone shoots threes now, the defense isn't as physical. Okay, sure, some of that might be true. But you know what else is true? LeBron James entered this league when people were still carrying flip phones in their pockets, when MySpace was the biggest social media platform on the planet, when the entire NBA salary cap was $44 million total. He came into the league in that era, and he's still out here 2 decades later competing at the highest level against guys who weren't even born when he got drafted. 59 wins. That's the magic number. That's all that separates him from Kareem and the top spot. If the Lakers keep winning at the rate they've been winning when LeBron plays this season, which is about 75% of their games, he'll need approximately 80 more games to catch Kareem. You do that math, and you're looking at sometime late next season, maybe early 2027. LeBron will be 42 years old, the exact same age Kareem was when he decided to retire. You can't make this stuff up. The symmetry is almost too perfect. And listen, I need to ask you something real quick. When are we going to stop acting surprised by what LeBron does? Because at this point, it feels like we're just waiting for something to go wrong, and it never does. Year after year, milestone after milestone, and he just keeps going. So when does it stop being shocking and just become accepted reality? But here's the thing that really gets me hyped about all of this. It's not just about the wins, even though 1,015 wins is absolutely absurd by itself. It's everything else that comes with it. LeBron has already passed Kareem in total games played. He's passed him in minutes played. He's passed him in total career points, which was supposed to be the one record that would never fall. He's passed him in playoff games, all-star selections, all NBA team selections. At this point, the only major statistical categories where Kareem still leads LeBron is MVP awards. Kareem has 6, LeBron has 4, and regular season wins. That's it. Everything else has already fallen. This isn't about tearing down Kareem's legacy. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is one of the most graceful, skilled, dominant players to ever touch a basketball. The skyhook is still the most unstoppable shot in basketball history. 6 championships, 6 MVPs, a career that literally spanned from the late 60s all the way through the 80s. 4 decades of evolution in the sport, and he was at the top the entire time. The man is a legend and always will be. But what LeBron is doing is genuinely something we've never witnessed before in the history of professional sports. He's taken that same kind of legendary longevity that made Kareem special and combining it with a level of sustained excellence and dominance that shouldn't be physically possible. Kareem gracefully aged into becoming a very effective role player in his final years. That's the natural progression for every great player. But LeBron is 40 years old, and he's still a perennial all-star starter who can take over playoff games when it matters most. That's not normal. That's not how this is supposed to work. Tonight wasn't some big celebration with speeches and presentations. There was no ceremonial game ball, no announcement over the loudspeakers at halftime. It was just another game, another win, another line added to the already ridiculous resume. And honestly, that's probably exactly how LeBron prefers it anyway. He's never been about the flash and the theatrics when it comes to these individual milestones. He just quietly goes about his business, does the work, and lets the numbers speak for themselves. 59 more wins. That's all that stands between LeBron and Kareem and the top of another mountain that people once thought was completely unreachable. And at this point, would you really bet against him getting there? I sure wouldn't. You just sit back, watch it happen, shake your head in disbelief, and try to come up with new words to describe something that feels impossible every single time. This is what longevity looks like when it completely refuses to follow the normal rules. When it says, I don't care what age is supposed to do to athletes, I'm built different. LeBron came into this league as an 18-year-old kid from Akron with the weight of the world on his shoulders and expectations that would have crushed 99% of people. And now, 23 years later, he's still reaching new heights that nobody saw coming, still finding new records to chase, still proving people wrong. The Lakers are rolling right now. They've got one of the best records in the Western Conference. LeBron is playing some of his best basketball in years, and that number just keeps ticking down game by game. 1,015. Soon, it'll be 1,016, then 1,017. Every single win brings him one step closer to standing alone at the top. What do you think is going to happen when he actually catches Kareem? Because something tells me he's not going to stop until that record is his, and his alone. No sharing the throne, no ties, no asterisks, just LeBron James at the very top of another all-time list that people are going to debate for decades. 23 seasons and still going strong. 40 years old and still dominating games. 1,015 wins and climbing every single night. 59 more to go until history gets rewritten one more time. And the haters can say whatever they want. They've been saying it for 2 decades now, but they can't take this away from him. They can't diminish what he's built. They can't argue with the numbers. If you want to keep following this incredible journey and see how close LeBron gets to catching Kareem, make sure you smash that like button. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe because we're going to be tracking every step of this historic chase. This is the kind of stuff you tell your grandkids about one day. We're watching greatness in real time, and you don't want to miss a single moment of it.